Hello and welcome to another video by Depository. In this video we're going to be making a group on GitHub and setting up to have it own a repository, and then we'll be looking through forking from that repository. So first off I'm going to do new organization, give the organization a name, like let's say the project was I don't know, recipe book. It'll be like group recipe book as an example. Just put your email as the just keep it on the free setup and then create organization. So now you've got the organization, you can invite different members. Obviously I'll invite myself, but I'm already there. So let's invite, I can't even think of anyone. You know what, we need to continue, so let's just quickly get someone's. Get Alex's GitHub handle, and I'll invite him. Now you can invite him straight away, or you can add members as you go. You can search for members on GitHub as well by just typing part of their handle. Literally. So, for instance, this one's Marshall Lanners. He's with CS13. You do that and click invite, and it'll add that person to the invite list. And what will happen is they'll get email to their actual emails. Now I'm going to add Alex. I can find him. There we go. And invite. And then what you're doing is you're going to invite all of your team. So you need to ask them their GitHub handles. Once you've done that, you can click continue. Choose what it's for. Open source project probably would be the best. How long do you want to use this organization? Might as well just say not particularly sure. How many do you expect to, say 5 or fewer, and submit. So now you've got the organization, you can actually create a new repository that's owned by the organization. So let's say it was recipe book. This is build with project. You can make it public or private nowadays. You get to do private because of the opposites. But I'm just going to say public for now. Okay, so we'll create repository. So then you can literally do like it says. If you already got a repository that you want to upload from your machine, you can do that. Otherwise, you can literally just grab it from somewhere. And then you can add collaborators if you want to give access to more people. No, that's not the right password. Why does that? There in the end. It's been a while since I've had to type in that. So basically we can edit, we can create new teams, we can do all sorts, but basically anyone who's a member of this group are able to do pull requests, for instance, and forks and stuff from this. So what you would do, if you were a person who's in the group, you can fork this. So, but for now, I'm just going to literally grab some code. Should we just import code from another repository? No, I won't do that. Let's see. I'm just going to go through the whole getting it and doing this basically. So let's get this up and running quickly. So this will be like, as the Scrum Master, you'll be creating your repositories. Now, ideally, you'll have a specific set of repositories. You might have one repository for the front end, one for the back end, and so on. So you can then turn around and let's clear that. We'll make a new repository. Let's see, make the recipe book FE, let's say, front end. CD recipe book FE, git init. The front end will be a React app, wouldn't it? So you do a yarn in it, or you could do a create React app. Recipe book front end. No, oh, you can't contain that. That's fine. FE, there we go. So now it's creating a React app. This would be obviously the React person's repo. So that'd be fine. Just got to wait for it to do the linking dependencies and stuff, and it shouldn't be an issue. See, now this itself is going to be a front-end application. Again, each of the people in the group can make their own versions of these. So literally you could make a repo that's like an overall one, or you can make individual repos for each of the people in the group and then just hand them off the links. Let's have a look. Check how far that's going. That's done. Excellent. So now that that's there, CD. We could have yarn, not a tar, yarn in it. Tag Y. This will just make a JSON.package. Now we'll touch server.js as an example. You don't have to have everything in the same folder, but that could be there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it into a different folder just for the hell of it. We can make it to these into an individual repo as well, actually. What's it? Recipe book SRV for server, for instance. Let's move package.json to /sr. Sorry. Recipe book server, and then we'll move the server.js to also recipe book server. Let's go into recipe book server. Now I'm gonna literally edit the package.json quickly. Again, you don't necessarily have to do this as the actual Scrum Master, but it's up to you how you want to deal with this with your team and everything else. But you know, see how we've got index.js. Obviously, I'll change that now to server.js. Maybe we'll also have a script. Just needs a comma there. Now again, you can make your package.json however you want. You can use npm in it. You can do, there's loads of different ways of doing this. You can call it start. You don't have to call it server, but let's just do it for the hell of it. Why not? Let's say just that'll do. Again, node one you'd install and do whatever else and stuff, but that's down to you as to how you want to implement your actual server and stuff. So I'm going to close this file, close folder, and I'll close this. So now we've got the server, so I'm going to cd out of the server because initially we've made the front end. So if I go here, cd into the recipe book front end. So the front end engineer would actually have this, and they'd just do git init, and they could just do git git init MVP initial commit as an example. So that'd be the commit. Now we then need to add the origin. Now luckily the origin will literally be here, look, remote add. Let's just do that, copy that. And all you're going to do is you're going to pop it directly there to add the origin. Now you can do a git push taku origin master. Currently it might be a backslash or a forward slash master. Let's just quickly look. You can just copy and paste it from your thing. Yeah, it's space, that's fine. So git push taku origin master. And that's just going to create the upstream and create the actual master branch on the remote place. There we go. And that should all be good. There we go. So now if I go back to the web page and refresh it, we now have our initial commit done and it's ready to start. So that's for instance, the front end. Then inside here, the back end would go, okay, I want to now make a new repository. So let's make a new repository. Recipe. You can, like I say, as the Scrum Master, you can make all these repositories and just hand off the links to each individual person in your team. Back end, isn't it? Or server, SRV. Let's have a look. There we go. And create repository. And it's rinse and repeat. Again, we're going to do a git init and so on and so forth. So I'll just do that now just to quickly get you guys started. So we'll get out of the front end. And go into the server. Git init. Git add bot. Git commit. And then MVP initial commit. Okay, so we've got the server. We might also want to make a what do we call it? Marketing website. So just call it website. Okay. CD. And we'll create an index.html. Next directory for images, perhaps. Directory for JavaScript. A directory for styles. You might. css/files.css, or you might be using less. It depends entirely on what you want to do. Let's look at whatever you want to call your script files, etc. Then you, like I say, you just continue and just make some sort of structure so there's something there. In fact, if there's a folder that's got nothing in, Git will ignore it. So you need to add a sort of a placeholder for that. So we go touch img place images here. Okay. Now we do a git add dot git commit MVP initial commit. Okay, so now we've got a marketing web page side, we've got the front end, and we've got the back end. And then obviously you as the Scrum Master will be there. You don't need your own repo as such. You're the one who's kind of created everything and you're ready to go. You'll also have made your Trello board with information and stuff on, but I'm not going to cover that right this second. But again, now that we've got this Git thing here, we would then go on to the actual group. Let's have a look what have we got here. This was for the server. We're still working on the server, aren't we yet? So let's get this ready here. Copy this. Let's get to the server one. So cd / recipe books server and add that. Git push you origin master. So now we should have the actual server one done. So I'm just going to go over here. And if we refresh this, you'll have your little server set up there. Now if we go back to your group, we can now make a new one for the website. So recipe book website. And this will be like the marketing page. So marketing page for recipe book project. And create a repository. And again, we're going to rinse and repeat. So if we go over here, cd /recipe. Oh, sorry. cd .. because we're already one deep. So recipe book website. Now all we need to do is, well, we need a couple of things. Let's do a git status, just to make sure I'm in the right place. One track file, ref book, blah, blah, no. So what I need to do now is git init, git status, git add dot git commit and remembering MVP initial commit. And now what we need to do is we need to link up with the actual remote, which is actually over here. Hopefully because of the repetitiveness and you're seeing it multiple times, you get this fairly down with no problems. So I'm going to add the origin. So let's add that. And enter. And now we're going to do the git push you origin remote. Failed to push refs to get a business. What have I missed? Git remote origin, git GitHub, recipe book. Why is that having a problem? Git push at you. That was a bit of a strange one. I must have typed it in a bit. Oh, I called it origin remote, sorry. That was a bit strange. Okay, don't do that one. That was just me doing a typo. It was just origin master, that's fine. Okay, so moving along, I'm maybe doing this a little bit fast, but hopefully you can watch it in slow motion if you need to. And we'll refresh this. And there we go. We have now got 3 actual repos there, owned by the same group. So now each of your people can work on these things and do their own thing. Now, the other thing what they need to do is to follow the Git protocol for Lambda. And to do so, they need to make their own branches. So that's the next thing we're going to show. So I'm going to go over here, JS, make the new repo. Basically, in this one, let's pretend that you are now one of the people who are going to be doing the stuff. So let's say you're the server person. So what you'll do, first thing you'll do is come to this link, which is provided by your Scrum Master, and you'll click on the clone or download, copy this, and then what you'll do is you'll clone it to your local machine, which hopefully you know how to do, but it's git clone, and do that. Once that's done, you'll go into it. Then what you can do at this point is do a git Tarpey space, where are we? Checkout your first and last name, so all, if you like that. Okay, so you press enter. Hang on a minute, what am I doing? Why is that not working? Sorry. Well, I could write things right. So git, then the command what you want to run, which is check out, then saying I want to make a new branch, which is Tarpey or -b, whatever you want to call it, and then your first and last name. There we go. Switch to new branch Tom Tarpey. Okay. Git status. We're now on branch Tom Tarpey with nothing to commit. So now you can make a change. I'm just going to go. Let's do touch. I don't know, anything. Let's say readme.md. Just for half of it. So now if I do a git git commit mvp git readme. It's now done that to that branch, but now it still doesn't exist on the remote. So what you now have to do is do a git push, okay, track you, like we did last time, origin, but this time, instead of saying master, you'd say your actual name, what you put as your actual different branch. So press that, it'll make the new branch on the remote, and you can continue forward and just work on the remote branch of, well, you work on the branch of your name going forward and keep doing stuff. And this is like your development branch. When you get to a certain point where you've done a feature, you can then message or do a little comment and at your Scrum Master, who can then look over that feature, make sure it's all good, and authorize that by sort of like giving you a message back saying, yeah, that's okay. So then you can work it where your Scrum Master is the one who does the bringing back into the master, or you can do it as you do that. So it's down to you as a team to decide on that. But in general, let's say now you go, okay, I've got feature complete of what I wanted. I want to now bring that back into master. Now to bring that back into master, well, actually, before you do that, I just want to show you that the branch exists on the remote. We've gone a little bit ahead ourselves. So let's refresh this. Nothing's changed, but if you notice it says you recently put branches time Tarpey. So now if we go to branch master, we can see that there's another branch here that happens to have a readme.md. Okay, so you'll be working on that, but let's imagine you want to merge this. You can do it in a few different ways, but a nice simple way, once you've asked your let's say we've done this commits and stuff and everything else, that's all done. It's now to a point where you're like, okay, I want to kind of say that I've finished what I want to do. Where are we? You could either do a pull request. So you could say new pull request. Compare changes to Tom Tarpey and compare to master. Isn't anything to compare? What? So the other way around, sorry. To master. That's there. Added MVP. Able to merge. Create pull request. So you've now at your Scrum Master. For me, it'd be at it myself, but you know, and create a pull request. Now that's able to be merged. Now the Scrum Master will come on and go, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. We can merge this feature into the master branch. Then either the Scrum Master can join in and merge the pull request, or on receipt of this message, you can merge the pull request yourself. Sorry, and then confirm merge. So now basically that's all merged into the master. If you take a look, I'll kind of sort of went a bit mad with that. Where are we? Server. So now the master branch now has the README because that pull request has been branched and merged in. Okay. Again, if you have trouble with this or anything, just rewatch the video, slow motion if you need to, work yourself through it, work with it as a team, and kind of just, it's not that really hard to understand, but if you're having any trouble, just rewatch the video. It's not going to be too much more to that. So, okay, guys, and then let's imagine that that's done. You can then do a git pull, and this will grab whatever the new stuff is. Okay. Now the master's all up to date anyway because you've already got that, but I'm just sort of like doing a pull. Let's imagine that multiple people are working on the same repo. If they all do git pull now, they'll have the new stuff for the thing. Okay, guys. Also remember that if anybody else works on the same thing, let's say if the front end developer goes, oh, you know what, I can help with the server, and the server dev goes, okay, yeah, sure. Then ideally you will fork the recipe book server, for instance, like you would any other one. Like, you know, since you've been doing this all the way through Lambda, and then you'll make your change, and then you'll just put in a pull request. And then what will happen is the person working on the recipe book server will then look at the pull request and go, yep, that's fine, and then merge it in themselves. So that's the general workflow that I would have done myself if I'm doing this thing. And it's a way of doing it, and that's basically the simplest way I can think of that seems normal to me. So guys, I think that's all we've got on the agenda right now. So if you just watch this, rewatch it, get a feel for it, and hopefully it'll all be good. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you again in the next video.